I'd like to talk through some of the highlights of the Return to Supplier module. The Return to Supplier module gives us the ability to have a managed process to identify stock that needs to be returned and to manage the process of returning that stock. We also need to effect returns to suppliers of stock that has already been received into stock. Typically, if stock is deemed unfit at receiving, it forms part of the quality management process. In order to do that, we can action a return to supplier from within inventory. From inventory, I can take an item and return it directly to a supplier from the inventory value. If I post a negative quantity, the system triggers the return to supplier information window. This effectively allows me to either specify the offending purchase order, which is responsible for the stock, or just indicating the supplier, in effect the default supplier, or a different supplier for this particular item. I can specify any freight or handling charges, which will now be incurred to return this item. On posting the return to the supplier, the system then puts the return into a review process. The return to supplier review then allows me to review all the rejected stock and allows me then to action this further backwards to the supplier. As you'll notice, the source of some of these returns is the Returns Merchandise Authorization module. That's another point which can serve as an entry into the return to supplier. If I go and look at an RMA, or Returns Merchandise Authorization, one of the options in returning an item is being able to obviously credit the item. Then upon crediting, we can then say that this needs to feed all the way back indeed to our particular supplier. One of the options is return to supplier. Instead of repairing or scrapping, I can return this all the way back to the original supplier. So that when I end the RMA, once again the system requires the information pertaining to the return to supplier. Once again, I can enter a purchase order, the supplier, and specify any freight or handling charges for this particular return. In both cases, the returns are posted to the Return to Supplier Review program, and the review program then allows me a level of oversight and revision on these reviews. Once the return is reviewed, I can change the details on this particular return and update purchase orders, suppliers, any freight elements that form part of this particular return. If I now go and accept this return, I have two options which can either be a credit, which credits the GRN file with the value of the cost of this particular item. Or I can opt for a replacement, which does not impact the net GRN value, because I'm reducing the GRN value and then expecting a replacement delivery to supplement that GRN value. So the net result on the GRN record will be 0. It just gives me those options to manage the outstanding GRN value against this particular creditor. This obviously forms part of the overall supplier performance view. If I look at a typical embedded analytics dashboard, the normal metrics apply: on time, in full, and perfect order index. We also then need to take cognizance of returns by supplier so that we have a sense of the value and the quantity of returns that have been issued to various suppliers. I hope that gives you an insight into some of the key features of the RTS module. Thank you very much.